Everybody, Andrew Zimmern, coming to you not live from the Delta Lounge in beautiful Los Angeles, California at LAX. It's Ask Me Anything. Stick your questions below. Please subscribe and I will answer them. Catherine asks, oh, this is a great one. Hi, I'm out at Orient Point at the end of the North Fork of Long Island. It's absolutely pumpkin time. You bet it is. Can you share some pumpkin recipes using the pumpkin and not canned puree? Much thanks, Catherine. Well, I've never used puree except in a pinch. All you have to do is bake pumpkin. And there are varietals that are used to grow large pumpkins to be carved. There are many different varietals of pumpkins. And then there's the what's often referred to as the sugar bear varietal, which is great for baking. I just, cut the top off, cut it in quarters, put it in a baking pan, bake it for 2 hours at 350, 375 degrees, depending on what effect I want on it, if I want it browned or not. Sometimes just using the squash treatment, brown sugar and butter on it just makes for a lovely side that people can scoop and eat with a fork and knife. Doesn't have to be mashed. I'm a big fan of Japanese cooking, and so of course cutting it in cubes. Sometimes I leave the skin on as well for that methodology, and poaching it in a little bit of sake and soy sauce, a little bit of sugar, one piece of ginger, one whole chili, and poaching it gently for 60, 70 minutes, then serving it hot or cold is absolutely out of control, fantastic. And I will bake and mash and puree some so that I can use it in making gnocchi. We have tons of recipes on the website. Anything that you make with squash, you can do with pumpkin, and pumpkin is delicious. But I will tell you what my favorite one is. Take a small pumpkin, if you're lucky enough to have a fireplace or an outdoor fire pit, and just stick it right next to the fire, and it'll blacken on one side in like 20 minutes, and just keep turning that pumpkin until it's soft all the way through, about hour and 20 minutes for a, 3-4 pounder, 5 pounder. Charred pumpkin with butter on it and salt is just about as yummy a vegetable as any that's out there. Jake writes, wow, lots of comments on the Disney post. Disney's popular. It's my favorite place on earth. Some people don't think so. Oh well. Has me thinking, is there a place you never want to go again? Or a travel experience someone couldn't pay you to do? Thanks. No. I've been in some really amazing places and had some horrendous experiences. I've been in some very average places and had amazing experiences. Travel is transformative. The point is to be transported and transformed and to bring some of that back into your everyday life. And I've never had a travel experience, good or bad, that didn't satisfy that, didn't scratch that itch. That's why I travel. Have I had tough nights in cities and hotels that wouldn't take me and sleeping in bus stations and that whole thing? Of course I have. It doesn't mean I wouldn't go back to that country or that place. Molly, geez Louise, Molly is on vacation this week, and yet she submitted a question to the AMA. We took the kids to Clark and Arlene, Molly's children, she and her husband took her children to Benihana in Orlando, which felt like the most Orlando experience ever. It's right up there. Kids had the best time ever. My 6-year-old said it's the best restaurant she's ever been to. Yeah, we used to go, I told you, Molly, to go to the Japanese restaurant at Epcot, which also is a teppanyaki experience. That's that giant griddle. There's lots of restaurant chains that do it. My kid loved it. I love it. Who doesn't love it? My God, it's dinner and a show, and you're in and out in an hour and 10 minutes, and it's absolutely fantastic. Is there a mega chain restaurant that I love? Sure. I love lots of them. If I see a Popeyes or a Chester fried chicken at a gas station, I pull right over. I pull over for a Culver's. There's a chain in Missouri, and I'm blanking on the name, that does roast beef sandwiches that I'm just in love with. There are regional chains all over. I mean, I'm literally going to wander as soon as I'm done here. I'm going to try to see if there's a Shake Shack or a Jersey Mike's in the airport here because I like those. And those are big chains. There are a lot of chains that do food absolutely fantastically. And being in California, it reminds me there are Chinese and Japanese chains that have 400 units over in their countries of origin that have cracked the American market out here. Whether they're serving hot pot noodles, special stir fries, Japanese curries, tonkatsu. That are absolutely out of control. So just because something's a chain doesn't make it bad. It's what they serve and where that food is from and the manner in which it's distributed that I think is important. But yeah, I saw, I mean, I don't know at Benihana whether they're doing onion volcano or onion choo-choo train. Either one, it's fantastic. Do they do a heart with the egg when they put it into the fried rice? I don't know. But I do love that style. I do love a good teppanyaki restaurant. See you guys next week.